So today is my anniversary, 1 year on YouTube, and I thought it might be quite a good thing to do, to talk to you about what I've learned. So hello, welcome to the channel. My name's Dave Peck, and it's been 1 year since I launched my channel here on YouTube, and I thought it'd be a good idea to tell you what I've learned, all the good things and maybe the things you need to do differently. I'm not sure what you need to do better. I'm no expert, but let me tell you what I thought would happen. So I launched my channel September 2022, and since then I've released a video every single week, every single Sunday at 6 o'clock about landscape photography. Now, before I go any further, let me say that nobody's told me to do that. I've decided to do that, and I've actually really enjoyed it. So without any financial gain whatsoever, and I've made not a penny, apart from the kind people who have bought prints off me, I've not earned a penny doing it. And that's probably one of the tough things with YouTube. If you need to earn a living, at the moment, I don't think it's the way to go. So let's go through some figures. At the moment, my channel has 505 subscribers, which is amazing, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for subscribing. Now, when I started in September, I thought I might get to 1,000 by now. I'm halfway there. Could be something that I'm doing, in which case leave a comment below and tell me. But 505 subscribers, actually, I'm really pleased with that. If we look at the if I look at the graph of that, it started off quite steeply, quite a lot of people subscribing, and then it's kind of petered off. I've had little spurts and little bits of growth, as I have with my videos, and odd things happen, you know. So on a Sunday, 6 o'clock, the video goes up. I put links to my socials to the fact that it's gone up, which I don't really like doing, but it's marketing, one of the things that we have to do. And then I watch the views. Now, sometimes, so for instance, a video a couple of weeks ago, and I put a link to it up here, this was steaming away. So I was out on the Monday and the Tuesday, and it got to 900 views. Now, I'm not Thomas Heaton, Nigel Danson, Stuart McLennan, all of those good guys who get thousands and thousands of views, but I thought maybe this is the start of something big. So I was really pleased to see that get to 900 views. And the very next week I thought, well, here we go, this one's going to be interesting. Next week, 6 o'clock Sunday, hardly anything. I think now, and this is now Wednesday, so we're 4 days later, it's got 80 views. I don't quite know why. So you could say, oh, maybe people don't like your videos, Dave, but actually those only 80 people have seen it, so how can you tell it's not very good? And that seems to be that the ones I like the most get the least visits or the least views, which is very strange. I think there's a lot to do in the thumbnail, the front card that you see when you're scrolling through YouTube. And I don't want to be one of those photographers whose front card has always got a picture of them pointing at the camera going, change this setting, pros know this, amateurs don't. That's, to me, is clickbait, and I just don't want to participate in that at all. Maybe I should, I don't know. And if I might just interject there for a second, I think this is the problem with YouTube at the moment. There are so many of those clickbait titles which are being produced by lots of well-known photographers, and people are clearly watching them because they are producing more and more of them. There's so many front cards of people going, change this. oh no, this happened, pros know this, amateurs don't. And it might actually be, well, how do you know? I know a lot of amateurs who know a lot more about photography than some pros do, to be fair. So as a creator, somebody's trying to build up their channel, I have two choices as far as I can see it. I can either produce that kind of clickbaity video in the hope that more people will watch them, which I'm interested in more people watching them, but I'm not interested in producing videos of things that I'm not interested in. Or I produce video, and I think this is the way it's going to go, I produce videos that I like, that I enjoy, photographs taken out in the field, photographs of my thoughts about how I've constructed something, processing videos maybe, that kind of thing, things that I'm interested in, because that is what I enjoy doing on YouTube. And obviously the downside to that is that people are not necessarily going to watch them because the clickbait title was being given to them by YouTube. YouTube's job is to produce videos that their audience like, not to produce stuff, not to promote my stuff if people aren't interested in it. And I can see the sense in that, but it does give you a dilemma, and it goes back to the whole thing about why I take photographs. I take photographs to my own personal enjoyment. I take photographs that I like, that I'm proud of. If I start producing a photograph for an audience or for a customer, that is a very different thing. And I remember when I was a professional photographer years ago, I was contracted to photograph things, and those photographs were good photographs. They were technically very good. There was an element of creativity in them, but ultimately they were for a client and not for me, and therefore they weren't as enjoyable. And I think that's what happens when people switch from an amateur to a professional photographer. They realise that they have to kind of prostitute themselves out a little bit. You have to produce what people want, not what you want. So I'm going to continue to produce stuff that I like, that I enjoy doing, and my hope is enough people will spread the word that will mean that we can build the channel up. That's kind of what I'm hoping, I think. Anyway, let's go back to me. To be monetized on YouTube, I need 1,000 subscribers, halfway there, and I also need 4,000 view hours, and at the moment I'm just over halfway there, but that's going to start dropping off because it has to be 4,000 viewing hours in a whole year. Okay, so once we get to 365 days, day one's views will drop off, and I expected to see the views going up. Now they kind of have, but they've kind of petered out. Advice. So what I would probably continue telling myself, and what I continually telling myself, is do not be put off by the fact that your video channel, your YouTube channel, is not increasing. I'm really happy with what I've produced. I'm really happy with the videos, and I know a lot of you have enjoyed them, so that's a big motivation. It's about being persistent and consistent, so I will continue to release videos once a week, sometimes twice, because I think that's important. And actually that discipline of producing a video once a week means that I have to get out and take pictures. So at the moment I'm in an ancient woodland called Tai Canon. Excuse me if that's spelt wrong, if I've pronounced that wrong. I'm on the Pembrokeshire coast in South Wales, and it looks a marvellous thing. There's lots of ancient woodland here. So the other thing that of course has been affected by YouTube has been my photography. So things that YouTube have done for me, they've made sure that I've got out into the landscape, which I enjoy anyway, but that kind of reliance on me to produce a video every week has meant that I've got out and photographed when I probably wouldn't have done otherwise, so that's been brilliant. My technique as a landscape photographer has improved a lot. I've discovered woodland photography. I've discovered the 65-24 panoramic crop, which I didn't know before. I've produced some pictures which I'm absolutely delighted with, and they are becoming friends. I've really enjoyed photographing them, and at the end of the day, even though I'm not earning a penny out of this, that has been a good enough reason for me to go and take pictures. So very, very positive. Negative things, not getting the views could make you think that your photography is rubbish. I don't personally think it is. My photography is particularly rubbish. I think it's just not been seen, and I think really the main effort needs to go into the titles and the front card. But it's been an interesting year. Have I taken any pictures this year in 2023 that I really enjoyed? At the moment, no. I don't know whether my standards are getting higher or my photography skills are. My photography skills are certainly improved. I just think I've been a little bit unlucky at the moment with the weather. Things that I've enjoyed I didn't know I would. Long exposure photography, that's been great. I used to do a little bit of that, and I've really enjoyed doing a lot of that, waterfall pictures, etc. And also, and I've said this before on the channel, I've really enjoyed being somewhere like this, ancient woodland. An amazing place, the mosses and the lichens and all of these beautiful rich things, which I've really enjoyed photographing. Summer, we're in now, not my best time of year. I'm really looking forward to the autumn this year. I'm really looking forward to some trips. I'm really looking forward to getting to 1,000 subscribers and maybe starting to earn a few pennies, and it will only be a few pennies, but that's the way it goes. It's kind of, for me, it's not the money, it's the fact that I'm earning the money is going to be the kind of motivator for me. So, but look, I mustn't moan, this has been a great journey so far. 1 year done. A lot more years to come. I promise you I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so if you don't watch, you don't watch, but I'm not going anywhere, so because I've really enjoyed it. So 1 year done, many to come. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, and hopefully that'll help me grow the channel. Right, so now I'm going to try and photograph some of these lovely ancient oaks that are in this beautiful ancient woodland. Let's get to it. So I think I found a shot, and it's only because of this 65-24 crop that I've been using. It's a lovely old woodland, this. It's an ancient woodland. It dates back the same time as Old Knobley. So if you haven't seen the video of Old Knobley, which is actually a video I really liked but didn't do brilliantly, I'll put it up here somewhere for you to go and have a look at it. But that tree, Old Knobley, is 800 years old, and some of the trees in this woodland are apparently 800 years old. But in the 1960s, a lot of it was felled, and they planted a lot of conifers, which kind of killed it a little bit, but they've since stripped all those conifers out again. So hopefully this will develop. But what's really lovely about this old wood is the fact that there's loads of lichen and mosses, some really ancient, some old ones, some unusual ones, some ferns growing out of the trees, and lots of the branches are all kind of gnarly and tangly. It's trying hard to make, it's trying to make a composition out of that. That's the difficult bit, but it's about greens, it's about boulders, it's about moss, and I've also, over the course, I guess another thing that's developed on my photography when I've been doing YouTube is that my processing has got better, and I've got more adventurous with it. Now before, I've very much been a purist. It has to be exactly what I'm looking at, but there are quite a few photographs or photographers that I really admire, which I've picked up over the last year, and they just use processing to make the picture tell a story, and I'm getting a lot more that way. AI, of course, has also developed, and I was very anti it, but I'm starting to use bits of it just to help me with stuff. So it's about creating an image that's interesting, I think. So that may be a journey that I'm going on. Don't know. There might actually be two journeys, because for this woodland, I think this is all about capturing what's here and what looks great. And I've enjoyed moving the camera up and down and moving it left and right just to get the composition look brilliant. So maybe there are two different pathways for this, who knows. Right, so let's have a look at this scene in front of me. I'm looking at a load of ancient oaks, some boulders all covered in lichen and moss, and it's a lovely summer's day. It's very overcast, so the light is very diffuse, and I'm going to try and make sense of these boulders and these twisted trunks and stuff. Let's have a look at the picture and see what you think. in the wood. It's in the living soul. So this is the scene I'm looking at here, and I mean, it'd be lovely with a bit of fog, wouldn't it? It'd be really, really good. But we've got, which is the second best thing, I guess, complete blanket of clouds, a very diffused light source, almost like a soft box. And what's great about this kind of scene is the fact they've got these mosses and these ferns hanging off it, growing out of it. It's just really like ancient woodland, which I really, really like. So the shot could be a square, it could be a 65-24. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to give it a bit of space so I can have a look when I'm processing it as to what I'm going to do with it. But I really love these whole rocks here, look great. And there's a nice arrangement of 4 with this fallen tree. There's another 3 which make a nice triangle, and then behind them is an old oak with branches that are sticking up, so it looks really good. And then in the distance in the valley we've got some trees that are lit up by the sun to give it a nice kind of clean background. So let's shoot that now, and I'll show you the picture. So we've got a bit closer, and I'm not sure these are intimate kind of woodland scenes, but they're so interesting, these trees. They're going to be really, really lovely. I've literally moved about 20 feet, I reckon, since I've been here. There are so many things to photograph. But we'll shoot this. I'm going to shoot some more, and then what I'll do is I'll put them all on the screen. I'll wind up the video, and let me know what you think. Let's try and build the channel up. Right, we're going to end it there. As I said earlier, I've had COVID, so my strength is not what it used to be, but I'm just building that back up. It's been brilliant. It's been a real tonic to be back in these, in some lovely ancient woodlands with these lovely old oak trees. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been fantastic. See what you think of the pictures. Let me know, as ever, in the comments below. Thanks for your support this year. If you've watched one video or all of the videos, whatever you've done, it's been greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Here's to another year. Interesting to see where we're at this time next year. So I'll bookmark this one and we'll come back to it. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Here come the pictures. Let me know below what you think. And I'll see you next Sunday, 6 o'clock. Goodbye.